Whatever the present moment contains, accept it as if you had chosen it. Always work with it, never against it. This powerful quote from Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, has stuck with me for years. And I just recently stumbled upon it again, and just at the right time. I was feeling incredibly frustrated with the situation, and reading those words shifted my perspective entirely. I asked myself, what if a wiser version of me had chosen this? What meaning could this moment have in my life? Now, that simple shift was a game changer for me, and it inspired me to create this episode. Today, I'll share my take on how you can use this profound idea to break free from negative thoughts and step into a true state of power. I'm your host, Mandy. I'm a certified life coach, and let's get right into it. Wouldn't it be so nice if everything just worked out in life and we could live without drama and conflict? Wouldn't it be so peaceful if we just had a perfect plan for everything and made all the right decisions all the time? If there was no disease, if there were no nasty people, and if no one ever disappointed us, what a wonderful life it would be, right? Now, as you know, we are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain, but anyone who has been alive for more than a minute will know that that's just not how life works. We are constantly confronted with uncomfortable situations, curveballs, and sometimes extremely painful experiences that we never saw coming. That's just life. We can't run from it. So now what? At this point, we often go into an endlessly draining thought loop where we either continue fighting with the person in our minds or just replay the hopelessness of the situation over and over again, or we worry ourselves into burnout about scenarios that aren't even real yet. The more we resist and fight and worry, the more it persists because we keep on bringing the problem into focus and amplifying it, which continuously sucks our energy dry. I'm sure you know this feeling. Now, in these moments of mental madness, we need something to break us out of the loop. We need a pattern interrupt. And this is where Eckhart Tolle's teaching becomes life-changing. In these moments of frustration or pain, we can pause and ask, what if I had chosen this? Those 6 words change the whole narrative of the situation, because instead of feeling like a victim, we take ownership, and with that we start to think different thoughts, which in turn puts us in a different emotional state. So it's not about pretending to like the situation or denying its difficulty. It's about shifting our perspective. And this shift doesn't erase the challenge, but it transforms how we approach it. So essentially, we step out of suffering and into possibility. Now, if you've been on this channel for a while, you know that I like to put everything into practical steps. So for this situation, there are 3 steps that I like to use. First, acknowledge the pain without sugarcoating it. The first step is to honestly acknowledge the discomfort. Fighting with someone sucks. Having an empty bank account sucks. Being sick sucks. We're not going to make it feel better. So don't try to convince yourself that everything is fine. Just admit the truth of the situation. This step is vital because it grounds you in honesty, and honesty brings clarity. Clarity about what is happening and clarity about what needs to be done. Okay, that's step 1. Now, step 2, ask, what if I had chosen this? At this point, you step into your power by imagining that a wiser version of yourself chose this moment specifically and for a reason. So you can ask, what lesson do I want myself to learn? What skill am I asking myself to develop? And what part of me needs to grow and improve through this? You see, growth requires resistance. It's uncomfortable, frustrating, and sometimes painful, but it's necessary. This always reminds me of baby sea turtles. You know, when they hatch, they face an immediate challenge. They have to crawl from their sandy nest to that ocean that seems very far away for those tiny bodies. And if you've ever seen it, that journey is exhausting and dangerous, with predators lurking everywhere and a bunch of obstacles in their path. Honestly, it's one of the most excruciating things I've ever watched on TV, because all you want to do is reach through the screen, pick them up and put them safely in the water. But helping them would do more damage than good. That journey is so necessary because the struggle builds their strength, preparing their tiny little bodies for the powerful currents and challenges of ocean life. Without that effort, they wouldn't survive. And in the same way, the challenges we face are building our muscles, meaning our resilience, our skills, and our wisdom. Every frustration, every setback is like the beach sand under the turtle's flippers. It's a necessary teacher who prepares us for the vast ocean that lies ahead. Okay, then lastly, the third step. Take action aligned with the lesson. In this step, we finally move from reflection to action. So here is basically where we integrate the situation as part of our journey. Once you've identified the lesson, ask yourself, what can I do with this now? For example, if the lesson is to learn conflict resolution, then you know this is about practicing setting boundaries or communicating your feelings clearly. If the lesson we identified is courage, then we know we need to take a small step towards something that we've been avoiding. If the situation can't be changed, and I think this is the most difficult one, for example, illness, use it to become wiser or help others. Share your story. Be a refuge to others who aren't strong enough. Raise awareness or support someone going through the same struggle. We can always choose to learn, grow, or find meaning. This simple sentence and its related questions is the ultimate way to step out of that horrible feeling of being a victim, which always leaves us feeling weak and powerless, and it moves us toward marching into growth and victory. In Taoism, there's a principle called Wu Wei. This term is often translated as non-action, but it's more accurately about effortless action or flowing with the natural order of life. So instead of resisting challenges or forcing outcomes, we align ourselves with the flow of life. And when we do this, our actions become intuitive, effective, and harmonious. Just like Eckhart Tolle's teaching to accept what is and then work with it. One of the most famous Taoist metaphors for Wu Wei is water. Wu Wei is water. Imagine a stream flowing down a mountainside. When it encounters a rock, it doesn't resist or try to push the obstacle out of the way. Instead, it just flows around it, finding the easiest path forward. The water does not stop to ponder how unfair it is that there's an obstacle in its way. It just immediately adjusts and finds another path. This is the power of acceptance and non-resistance. Like the water, when we embrace the present moment, no matter how challenging, we start to find creative ways to move through it or past it. Also, we conserve our energy, and over time, we can overcome even the hardest obstacles. Eckhart Tolle's teaching mirrors this perfectly. By accepting the present moment as if you had chosen it, you allow yourself to flow with life rather than fight against it. This doesn't mean giving up. It means responding to life with clarity and grace, just as the water responds to the rock. Now, I know life is tough, and I know these principles often sound a lot easier than they are, especially if we are really down and out, but at least they extend us a helping hand to pull us out of our deep misery and offer a different approach we can take in times when it feels like there's nothing left we can do. I hope that this view gives you as much value as it has given me, and that you choose to let every situation become a teacher instead of a torturer. Now, here's an invitation to reflect. It's something you can do either mentally or through journaling. Think of a challenge you are facing right now, and think about it from the perspective that you have chosen it. So you ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How is this strengthening me? And what action can I take to align with this lesson? Again, I know life isn't easy. I have all these tools and I often struggle as well. But every challenge, no matter how tough, is an opportunity to grow. By accepting the present moment as if you had chosen it, you step out of victimhood and into empowerment. Just like those cute baby turtles, every step in the sand strengthens you. And like water, you can flow around life's obstacles with grace and resilience. My wish for you is that through all your trials and tribulations in life, you grow, learn, and evolve. May it offer you a deeper understanding of yourself and others, and may it all ultimately lead to a life filled with purpose and meaning and moments of adventure, excitement, and joy. I hope that you find peace in your journey and comfort in the fact that no matter what comes along your way, you have the power to choose what role it will play and what meaning it will have in your overall story. My wish for you is that you always stay powered by progress. Thanks so much for hanging out with me again. Have a beautiful day, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Bye.